How's it going, guys? This is Vaughn, and we're back in American Truck Simulator as per usual. And let me just give you a quick rundown of what we're doing. We've got the SCS Peterbilt 389 with the Rework Mod from Sherman. It adds a whole bunch of options, grill options, some tanks, some other extras from the 389X. So that's pretty cool. That's a free mod, by the way, on Steam. And then behind us, we've got BrianModMaker's Benson. Sit right there. You can see the nice stickers all over. Really nice trailer. That's a payware trailer, I believe, but it's very affordable. I'll have a link to it in the description if you want to go and check that out. Now, as you can see, we're at a rest stop here in Idaho, and let's just take a quick look, see exactly where we're at here. I don't know why I did that. I should have just hit the button for the GPS. We're up here in Chalice, and what we're going to do is we're going to drive down here to Acro, to this Kiewit. Let's go ahead and set our GPS there. And we're going to take a load out of there. I believe I saw one going over to Washington, so that should be about a 600 miler or something like that. We'll see when we get down there. So without further ado, let us check it out here. Hop in our cab here, and we're looking pretty good. I wonder if I should move my seat back a little bit. It feels like I'm a little too far up. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. We'll see how it goes. So what we're gonna hear pretty soon, and I want to be inside the cab when we start it up here, is the 3406B from ZeeMods. This is version 2. He came out with version 1, but we're looking at version 2 because there were some fixes to it. We've also got the Peterbilt interior effects compatible with the Generation 5 of the ZeeMods audio framework, which is also version 1.2. I believe. Hopefully I have those versions correctly. But yeah, you'll need to make sure when you're running this new 3406B that everything's up to date. Yeah, you can just pretty much go to your ZeeMods order and make sure that's all there. We've also got the mirror FOV mod from ZeeMods. All the other mods like the road and wind, noise, weather effects, GPS voice mod, all that's up to date as well to Generation 5. So we are pretty much locked and loaded and ready to go run a load out of here. So let's go ahead and start it up, see how it sounds here from the inside. Nice, I'm liking it so far. Let's get our lights on. Get that stereo effect. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think before we take off here, I am going to change my seating. So give me a second to do that real quick. Awesome. Okay, that looks a little better. I believe we're good to go. Let's get on it. I don't think we have our parking brake on or anything like that. And we're pulling empty, so we'll pretty much just get rolling out of here in one high.
Get ready to turn left.
Man, love those noises. That sounds pretty darn good. Pretty much a new-ish truck, if you want to call it that.
Turn right.
Jake brake's pretty no nonsense. All right, nobody coming, so let's go ahead and gas it here. Ooh. Man, what a symphony of noises here. We're hearing, man, that sounds darn good, man. Love that. This will be a nice little drive here. So what I did want to also mention is that this site is part of ATS Expansion. This is one of the new sites that he added, Recon that is, that Recon added in version 11.5. That's what we're running right now. And this was just added a few days ago, I believe on the 29th, according to the version log. So this will be pretty nice. You might also see there's some graphical differences between this video and the last video. along with a little frame rate counter up there on the right, on the top. That's just going to be temporary. It's kind of just for testing purposes, because I've made some configuration changes hardware-wise, so I'm curious to see how this runs. I'm not anticipating high frame rates or anything because everything's pretty much cranked at the moment. So yeah, I'm just kind of testing stuff out to see, and then also with it being that I'm recording stuff as well, I want to see how things go. I'm really just trying to take in all the noises that we're hearing. That's freaking awesome. And it's been a while since I've driven a stock SCS truck, so this is actually pretty neat. Works very well with the ZeeMods stuff, the audio framework, and the 3406B that we've got in here. What else have we got in here? So we've also got so the engine is running 700 horsepower at the moment. That's actually a modification that Mr. Goggles56, or Dan McNary as you might know him, put out for us. That's pretty much, I believe that's available to everybody, as long as you're in the Ride Along with Goggles Discord server. So if you're not already, I definitely recommend that you join it. I always link to it in my descriptions, as well as to the ATS Expansion Discord, which I also recommend you join if you're not already there. I'm curious to see what better results we can get with anti-aliasing. I'm not running Snowy Moon at the moment. I'm pretty much trying out like the built-in anti-aliasing functions. We'll see where that goes. I'm noticing a little bit of like pixel. I don't know if that's I'm kind of lost on the terminology. If this is like ghosting or just bouncing, a lot of jumping pixels. So I'm not entirely sure it's doing its job very well. It's pretty much using the SMAA at ultra, and from what I can see, it's still not really doing its job. Things are still a little rough around the edges.
Keep right, and then continue straight on. Continue straight on.
So I do appreciate you guys' patience while working with me on these tests that we're trying to run here. I'm using the time that we're recording and doing a job here to kind of put some stress on the system and really test things out, you know, when it's under its full load, you know.
Continue straight on.
So I think probably what I'm going to do really quick is change an anti-aliasing setting here real quick. Figure now is a good time since we've already kind of seen what the SMAA is trying to do. And then we'll report back here. So give me just a second to do that, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so here's what we're doing now, and it looks a little better. We've got basically SMAA and TAA, the temporal anti-aliasing, working in conjunction with each other. And I've got it set to adaptive clarity, so we'll see where it uses its own, you know, discretion to determine what to turn up or down. It looks, from what I can see, maybe like 30% softer in certain areas, and then in others it's not so much. But as far as the sharpness, everything looks pretty sharp, pretty clear.
Continue straight on.
We're capping our frames at 60, but I don't anticipate we're going to get more than 60, at least in certain areas, due to the stress that we're putting on the system, which is okay, because I want it to be, you know, under as full of a stress load as possible.
Continue straight on.
Got some road work coming up here, so we're gonna slow down for that. Let's go to 6. Yep, this is where we are grabbing our job here. This is the new site put in for ATS Expansion. Really, really cool stuff. It's a highway site, so it's a little different than the normal sites we're used to.
You have arrived at your destination.
Yeah, this is cool stuff right here, man. Get our Jake on and cruise on down here. Let's talk to the foreman to see what they'd like us to do. It's giving us some directions here, so let's go ahead and see what they're about. Alright, so we talked to the foreman, and it turns out our load is actually behind us. You can see where there's those other tractors and other equipment over there. So let's go ahead and hop back in. We've got our 4-ways on for safety, and he's directing us to essentially head back the other direction to grab our load, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna take it a little wide here so we don't hit any cones here. That would be bad. So this will be interesting to find out. So we don't turn there, we turn further up. Somewhere over here. So let's see. I'm gonna actually, let me just turn those off and wait for this guy to pass us. He's a little impatient, I see. Nice, so we pulled in on the right side to get easy access to this spot. Just gonna pull up here. Hopefully they give it to us. Oop, passed it just a tad. There we go. Awesome. We got our engine brake on. We don't have to turn our engine off. So we're pretty much just gonna let our brakes go there. And we'll load up. Wow, that's fast. Didn't even take them a minute. Check it out. There's our load of pipes. Looking awesome. Very cool. Lots of chrome on there, as you can see. I love chrome. Alright, I think we are going out to the left. Just gonna break off and we'll head over to the left side. Yeah, we're weighted down now. For sure. Okay, don't have much visibility on traffic, so... Alright, sorry about that, folks. Had a phone call come in, so I had to cut to handle that. But we are on the road now. Headed up to Sidney, Montana. Oop. What's that about? It's complaining about the differential. Well, we unlocked it, so it should be fine. Can't imagine why I had that on. Kind of weird.
Continue straight on. Turn left.
Oh, we're going left. What's that about?
Turn right.
What?
Finding a new route.
Well, that's goofy. We were supposed to go the other way, apparently, but it was saying to go left out of the construction site we were at. Okay, so I guess it wanted us to do a U-turn there. Well, why didn't it just direct us right from the construction site? That doesn't make no sense. Okay, well, we got to get ourselves turned around here, so about right here. Please don't cut around this car. That would not be cool. Okay. Never mind that little hiccup. We're fine now. And before I get going too far, let me also get rid of that. We don't need 3 route advisors at the same time. It's overkill. I think that was one of my loan installments went through. Kind of funny, on every single video you hear that you hear that loan installment go through. Speed limit here is 70, so we're just fine. Well, I do hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. I hope that your week's going good so far, and everything is off to a great start. Hope it continues that way, if so. Definitely happy to be back in ATS, which I haven't really left. Been doing a lot of mapping stuff lately, and I should have went down to 7 there, actually. Yeah, map stuff is coming along nicely. It just is very time consuming, so I'm actually going to be trying to employ some some help to get me making more progress on this map stuff. So it just really builds my respect for all the work that goes into like ATS Expansion and Reforma, Coast to Coast, all that stuff, because it is laborious. There's Acro discovered. That's a city provided by ATS Expansion there, if I wasn't clear enough on that. And what else here? You know, a lot of stuff going on with life in general. I'm hoping to try out the 151 beta when it comes out. We'll see. I'm a little gun shy with it now since I don't know. It just feels like with each update that comes out, new bugs and everything, texture bugs or otherwise. What I'm really hoping for is that they improve the performance of the game, because it is stuttering pretty bad, more than I think it ever has before. And it's only exasperated when you add mods in there, but even on vanilla profiles, like brand new profiles that are created you know, post 150 coming out, it doesn't really improve it much. So yeah, we're we're just kind of really hoping for a for some fixes. Man, I love those nuances in this sound mod from ZeeMods. It's freaking awesome. You can hear the sound of the gear switch and clutch pedal going in. I think the ultimate combo would be Pister's 389.
Turn left.
That would be crazy cool to try. Sorry, I got distracted by the train there and I didn't downshift properly. We got that nice brake sound in there too. I wonder if the brake sound gets more pronounced the more wear your tires go through. Same thing with the brakes. So if you drive this truck for a while, if you got a lot of wear and tear on it, does that make your brake sounds go up, or maybe even harsher? Be curious to know that. This is definitely one of the less meaty engines, if that makes sense. It's actually pretty mild, so this would be a great great convoy engine for when you're chatting it up, or you're putting on some tunes, stuff like that. It won't be too intrusive. We're gonna go right here, so I'll probably stay on this right lane.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Turn right.
Especially that Jake. I do enjoy that Jake. It's nice. Very smooth, I think. Very unobtrusive, no nonsense. I'm digging it. I've had so much good stuff come out lately. The next video, I'm thinking, we will check out the 9600, International 9600 from EMT. Finally made my own purchase earlier today, so that'll be nice. I'm excited to check that truck out. I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. A lot of folks chiming in on the Discord server talking about it, and then Pups put out some skins for it, so I've already downloaded those as well from the workshop. Those are free, so nice job with that, Pups. And of course, lots of new stuff in ATS Expansion. Recon is just on fire with adding new sites in, and he is taking off with all the new stuff, new content. And oh, cannot forget to mention this. There's an ATS Expansion website out now, atsexpansion.com. So I'll be sure to link to that as well in the description for you to go check that out. Highly recommend that you do so. Even for those who already have ATS Expansion, although I'm sure that this is more so geared towards ones who are interested in trying it out. Even if you are a long-time user of ATS Expansion like myself, definitely check it out and show some appreciation for it. Recon put it together very recently, and it's great. Lots of screenshots and videos and content showing off the mod and all the sites, and then there's a little bit of information about it that Recon put in there. So definitely go check it out. I strongly recommend it. And it also makes it pretty nice to share with those that you think might enjoy it. You can just link them to that website, and then it's got all the other links wherever people will need to go to actually get it. I always try to recommend this mod to anybody that I know will enjoy it and appreciate it. Definitely also want to shout out Goggles56 for the paint job on the 389 that we have today. It's Goggles Paint and Chrome. You can find this skin on the workshop as well. It's free as well as the 389 Rework mod from Sherman that we're also using here. Gives you some nice customization and some improvements on the SCS 389 framework. We're supposed to slow down to, yeah, 45. which we are well within the parameters of. Yeah, one thing kind of sucks. Among the other mentions, noteworthy mentions of stuff going on in life, of me just being busy, kind of also ended up somewhat spraining. I don't know if you'd call it necessarily a sprain, but on my left foot, with ice skating, due to ice skating too much, I think, is what did me in. Got another ATS Expansion site here, West Yellowstone. I'll have to check this one out sometime. Yep, right down there. That's awesome. We're headed up to Sidney, Montana is where we're going. So I can feel it whenever I do the clutch pedal. It's muscles are really tight, still kind of hurting. So the reason I'm calling it a quote-unquote sprain is because for a long time, week and a half, it was hurting whenever I'd walk or try to put shoes on, stuff like that. So I have to kind of be deliberate about not using the toes too much. So I think what's happening is, you know, when you're ice skating, you kind of push off with your other foot while you glide on the other one. So I think that's what was happening, is when I push off, especially because the skates, I have my own skates. I don't use the rental skates, but they're a hard shell, so they're not the most comfortable. And ice skating is one of those things that I think unless you're really comfortable with it, or it's to the point where you don't really have to think about it too much, you're not using as much muscle to do it. But I'm not at that point yet, so I think I'm kind of just putting too much stress on the on my legs and feet when I'm doing it. So
Get ready.
I think that's what somewhat contributed to it. But yeah, it's one of those things that you can't really do it too long or too much, or else stuff like that happens. And I think I possibly overdid it, just doing it too much, because I really enjoy it. I enjoy ice skating a lot. And I think there was like Freightliner's stuck or deciding on what to do. See you, buddy.
Turn left.
I think that's maybe where I alright, come on, it's green. Nobody you gotta yield to. Let's go. I think that's where I kind of made that mistake. Man, having 700 horsepower in this engine is freaking awesome. It's a nice little river, creek, something. I wonder if is that a hidden road? Can we drive that? I'm actually not sure. That would be cool.
Continue straight on. Keep right.
Whoa, okay. Something happened there. Traffic just decided to leave. I wonder if this road that we're on is if it's got no AI vehicles on it, and that's why they just... Oh. That's a tight turn. I wasn't anticipating that. Huh, well, I mean, there's a truck. That was kind of weird. I don't know why the other cars just despawned right in front of us. Because usually if the, when you're making the roads in the map editor, if you're wanting to keep it free from AI traffic, you can just, in the properties of the road, you can toggle no AI vehicles, which I think it's on by default actually. But if it's not, you can toggle it on, and then no AI vehicles will go on it. But then stuff like that happens. So you got to make sure if you're doing a stretch of different roads that are linked together, that you know, if AI vehicles are traveling on the road, you want to make sure that they all link together properly, and you don't have that issue. Where some roads that are linked together have it checked and some don't, because then you'll see stuff like that. If that makes sense. This is a gorgeous stretch of road here. Along the river. That's beautiful. I'm thinking probably what we'll do is we'll get Snowy Moon back in here, because this anti-aliasing, the built-in one, isn't as great as it used to be, I think. I just gotta figure out, because there was a DLL that was causing the game to just show a black screen. Nothing else was loading in.
Straight on.
So it's like it did something to the game. Oh man, we gotta... Oh, where's my gears? We gotta figure out what's causing those weird issues.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Sorry there, we're gonna have to turn in here into this way station actually.
Recomputing.
Give us just a moment, Sky, and we'll be on our way. That's the other thing too, I'm not using ZeeMods GPS voice in this profile, but I am in other profiles. Alright, 64, 240. We're pretty heavy.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
See if we can carry our momentum. Yeah, no one's coming, so I'm not gonna really stop. Whee!
Keep right, and then turn right.
Alright, green light, let's go.
Turn right.
Going to Bozeman.
Continue straight on.
Oh, settle down there, Land Rover. They were thinking about it. Oh, red light, red light. Slow it up.
Continue straight on.
Love that brake noise. Oh man, we're a little over the line. Took a little too long to stop there. Oh well. Other than that, I mean, the game's looking pretty sharp. Everything's possibly even a little too sharp, because it might be having to, anti-aliasing might be having to compensate for that, and it's just not able to do it. Possibly. I'm not, you know, I'm not entirely fluent on the anti-aliasing stuff, but if I had to guess, I would think it's having to compensate for that. But JBX gives it a nice look, a nice lifelike look with the sunlight and shadows and whatever else it does to the lighting, sun shafts or light boxes, sky boxes, all that good stuff. Because the game looks crisp, and more than that, it looks real. It does a good job with the color correction as well. Please don't slow down. Usually the second the light hits yellow, they slow down. Okay, good. We got through that one.
Continue straight on.
So I don't know, we'll see. It's all about, you know, I think every one of us, I know Goggles does it pretty often too. He'll mess around with some things and try and see if he can't get the game to look better and smoother. So it's all about playing around with it until you get to how you really want it to look. And then, like I mentioned, of course, we're trying some stuff with the frame rates. So I'm gonna pretty much play this video back and see, you know, where it dips and where it goes back up and stuff like that. See how much stress it can take. And man, I can't wait for the new engine that they've been promising us. Because we were essentially promised a new rendering core in 150, but we didn't actually get a new rendering core. It was just updates applied to the existing engine. So yeah, we can see a lot of pixel bouncing on that Exxon trailer as an example. Ooh, big stutters there too. And that's the other thing too, is like there's so many factors that come into play, but this is also another notoriously bad area, is Billings, Montana, with all the different assets and things that they've got put in on the you know, from a mapping perspective, and they have to layer the area with cut planes so that it doesn't render everything all the time, only from certain points of view. What were some other areas? I think Oklahoma City, OKC, the downtown area was pretty bad. Several areas in Texas were also pretty bad. Houston, Dallas, you know, where they've got the pretty big buildings and everything. That was pretty tough to to drive through. That was a tough one on the system. Kind of speeding here a little bit. We'll bring it back down to 70, 70. Yeah, we'll bring it back down to 70. Well, you guys will have to definitely let me know what you think about the 3406B. And of course, make sure you're running all the required stuff. You need the 3406B updated one that works for the ZAF G5, and then you also need the most current version of the ZAF audio framework. And then in conjunction with that, you need the updated Peterbilt interior sound effects pack for G5. As long as you got those three, you're pretty much golden. And then, as I mentioned, another touch you can put in is the updated open def that Goggles56 put together for that engine, so that way you can get other horsepower options, like the one I'm running, 700 horsepower. He has a 8 1/4, I think, and then a 1005. If you want some insane horsepower. So this one, I think, the 700 horsepower is 2250 pounds of torque, if I'm not mistaken, which is more than enough for us at the moment. If we want to pull some heavier stuff, maybe we'll go with the 8 1/4. Whoop, I gotta take another pause right here real quick. My apologies. Alrighty, sorry about that. Had a message come in that I needed to answer there pretty urgently. While we were out, I grabbed a screenshot and then also changed one more setting. I set the anti-aliasing to be soft. So I figured may as well while we're out. Oof. Stutters there, but we get to skip the way station, so that's cool. This seems to be kind of doing something a little different. It's kind of smoothing out the edges a little, and it looks a little bit more lifelike, I gotta say. It's not overly sharp like before, but we are still getting some pixel bouncing or ghosting, whatever you want to call that. I apologize for not knowing the terminology. On the farther objects, it looks like. So yeah, I'm still thinking of kind of trying it out with Snowy Moon again, if I can just figure out what's causing that. It was one of the DLLs from Snowy Moon that was causing the game to just be black. It was doing something to the map or something, because the game itself was loading fine. The audio was working, UI was working, so it wasn't like the game was crashing or anything. It was just as if somebody... It was as if somebody just changed the... Like if somebody turned the brightness and the contrast or whatever all the way down to black. So the game was still running perfectly fine. Noises and everything, but just couldn't see anything. Oh man, look at these stutters. That's pretty bad. I'll turn the scaling down a little bit as well to see if that would help matters. So yeah, we're still dealing with some issues. Need to get some things ironed out, as is you know, the usual. So just to be clear, this is with SMAA and TAA together, and the setting set to always soft. So it's doing something, you know, it's rounding out the edges pretty well, I think. Good Lord, with the stutters. That exactly right there is what I deal with most of the time in this sim. And as I mentioned, it does it just the same on vanilla profiles as well, with no mods, brand new profiles, brand new career, everything. Which is pretty wild to me that they haven't really fixed any of that. And already there's talk of a beta for 1.51. I'm gonna go ahead and pass these fellas up. I know I'm speeding again, but I want to make sure we're good on this drop off. But despite the issues, we are continuing on, pressing on, enjoying every minute of it. It still kind of boggles my mind. I'd be curious to know what the oh, and by the way, that blinking there that you're seeing on the hood is because of my beacons. Beacons are on up top, so that's why you're seeing it. You're seeing that in the reflection, basically. Make sure we don't go above 80 on this slope. And, you know, for what it's worth, the game itself has not ever looked this good. As far as the detail and quality of everything. And thanks to mods like Snowy Moon and JBX, PNG, there's different ones as well on Steam that are free. I mean, it just enhances it that much more. Pretty incredible stuff, actually. And some get even more ridiculous than that, as far as the texturing and everything. So you got stuff like JBX3 that's apparently, you know, I don't know if it's fully justifiable, but it's a $90 mod, essentially. Maybe less if you already have JBX2, if you already owned it beforehand and you just kind of want to upgrade to version 3, but I mean, geez, $90. There's some trucks, like highly detailed trucks, that are barely justifiable for paying $40 or $50, but JBX apparently is worth 90. At least that's what they claim. I'm still on JBX2, so I don't really see a need to upgrade just yet. But, I don't know. That's just me. That's just one man's opinion. Do with it what you will. Let's see what we can do about those beacons. Might be a little annoying with all that constant flashing. There we go. That's a little better. We'll turn them back on once we get to the work site, drop-off site, for safety. But till then, I think we're okay. Just riding with it off at the moment. Another thing that's worth mentioning while you're at it, joining the right along with Goggles Discord server, if you're not already part of it, you can also join Hell Creek Trucking, the BTC. I always link to that as well. We are on TrucksBook and Trucky. There is no mileage requirements. Pretty much just ride as you please, whatever you can. We appreciate it. Any miles we can get. And of course, we always encourage people to you know, do longer runs, because it does help out the company with leaderboards and everything. But we don't force anybody to run more than they can. You know, like we don't have monthly requirements, and we don't have mileage requirements or anything like that. Just pretty much do whatever you like. The one thing we do ask though is that you don't get race miles. No point in race miles, because they do not count. That's why you heard me say a little while ago to not go above 80 miles an hour, because you will get race miles in that case. And there's lots of help for you with that as well, because we also have, if you ask anybody in the Discord server, they'll be able to hook you up with our 79 mile per hour mod that pretty much sets your truck limiter speed to 79 miles an hour. So you just need to run a truck with a retarder transmission like what we have right now. Here's Glendive discovered. We got a retarder transmission in here. I think it's a 355, something like that. And if you also enable your truck speed limiter in your gameplay settings in game, you'll be golden, because it'll limit your truck speed. I believe.
And then exit.
Oh shoot, we gotta get right, and there's nothing but traffic here. And we're stopping, apparently. What's going on? Oh shoot, there's a blasted detour. Every time there... Yeah. It literally never fails, man. Never fails. Whenever we need to turn, wherever we need to exit, there's a darn detour, man, blocking it off every time. There was I don't believe there were any detours leading up to this, only on this exit, which is the one we need. Man, that is annoying as heck. Well, let's hope it doesn't throw us off too bad, making us do a U-turn here. Oh yeah, it's not too bad. We're getting off right here, so.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Turn left.
Love that, Jake. Pretty nice. Alright. $700 horsepower helping us out with that hill.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Really, really loving this engine, man. The more I drive it, the more I like it. Sidney 1 mile. That's us.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right.
Need to try out the ZeeMods GPS voice at some point. We're still using Sky, the one that comes with the sound fixes mod.
Get ready to turn right. turn right.
Alright, we're just gonna kind of float through this, coast through that stop sign. Man, that truck right there almost fooled me into believing it was a missing texture or something. Just the color, and then with it being in the street light, it looked, it kind of gave it that color. Speed limit's 45, so we're good. Oh, back up to 65? Yeah. Oof, Stutter City. Gotta love it.
Continue straight on.
I don't see much traffic out here, so let's keep our brights on for now. I love it when there's no light pollution, but at the same time, we need to see where we're going. I'll try to be mindful of oncoming traffic so we don't, oh, there we go. Some fellas coming. Don't want to blind anybody with our, with our brights. Alright, we get to bypass. I like that.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Second exit coming up.
Exit now.
Here we go. I need to learn the actual correct way to take those roundabouts. I was told that you don't have your blinker on until you're about to turn, but I don't know, because those exits are so close together. I don't know how you really do it properly, to be honest with you. And it's something I should probably know, being an amateur truck driver.
Continue straight on.
We'll just cruise here in 6 low. Well, hopefully for you guys it wasn't too annoying to see me cycle through different anti-aliasing settings. Just wanted to kind of use this opportunity to test stuff out and see, just see where things could be improved, or
And then
just try out different things. So far I'm liking the always soft setting.
Continue straight on.
I think it's the temporal anti-aliasing that provides that. So that's not too bad. It seems to rough out the sharp edges pretty well. It gives it a really lifelike look, very smooth around the edges. I noticed that, so like the gauges, if you're looking at the truck right now, are pretty smooth, but then once you start moving, see how they kind of blur and then they get sharp again? That is a little annoying. I think it's putting some kind of motion blur or something on there. I don't know.
Keep right, and then continue straight on. Continue straight on.
I just wish they'd put out a fix for this darn stuttering.
Keep right, and then continue straight on.
Like, you guys have to,
Continue straight
SCS
on.
I'm talking about. They gotta focus a little bit on the main issues, not so much new features. Because we're, like I mentioned before, we're getting talks of a beta
Keep right.
for 151,
And then
and we don't even
turn
have this game running smooth yet, this game version. So, I don't really know what to think about that. Although I am excited. I am excited for new stuff. I do also wish they'd focus on fixing what's broken at the moment.
Turn right.
Man, that's a long line of trucks there. I have a feeling it's going to be one of the small depots here.
Get ready to turn left.
We'll see. I think we're delivering on the right side, though.
Turn left.
This guy's speeding around that corner. Go to 3 low, hang out there. See, are we delivering on the right side? Yeah. Deliveries. Receiving area. Alright, now let's get our beacons on and our 4 ways.
You have arrived at your destination.
There it is. We got plenty of room to do this, so I'm just gonna pull close a little bit. Jump to the curb. Just to make sure we give ourselves room to back up on the right side. We'll be fine, I think. Yeah, that should be plenty. I should have maybe cut it sharper sooner. We might be okay. We'll give ourselves room to back up on the right side. Shoosh. Man, yeah, we missed it. Should have done it sooner. This is kind of worth a restart. Yeah, let's try this one again here. Here's where I should have cut it. Started cutting it. It's looking better. Just pull up. We can get it a little more on the left side. Much better. If they're happy with this, I am too. Wow, we hit the dock a little sooner than I was expecting. Alright, they got bumpers on the dock, so we're good. Alright, we delivered it in pretty decent time. 12.5 hours. 651 miles it was, and 88.8 gallons were consumed from Acro, Idaho to Sidney, Montana. Awesome. Got loads and loads of beacon lights. Can never have too many of those. Well, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. We drove the stock 389 from SCS with the Rework Mod put in. And then we got BrianModMaker's Benson Flatbed trailer. What else do we have here? Goggles, paint, and chrome skin. And we also drove it from an ATS Expansion site, which is the Kiewit in Acro, Idaho. So definitely go and check out everything in the description. I will link to everything there that we covered in this video. Apologize for all the little cutting in and out and the anti-aliasing stuff. We'll get that kind of figured out, but this was a good time to test it out. So one of those opportunities I kind of had to take there, but hopefully you did enjoy the video. Please let me know if you did. Let me know how you're enjoying everything else as well. And we'll hopefully see you around the channel again. Please subscribe if you enjoyed watching and drop a like while you're at it. I appreciate the love and support as always, guys, and we'll catch you around next time. Until then, be safe and have a great one.